The call to lift the rice price cap grows louder as losses of farmers and retailers pile up. Military officials are reporting extensive damage of coral reefs in the West Philippine Sea. Their suspects, Chinese maritime militia. And gas up motorists, a big-time oil price hike is happening again for the 11th week in a row. Fast, focused, and fearless, here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Denise Tan. Agricultural groups are asking the government to lift the price cap on rice within the month. At the same time, they're also against any move that will benefit importers more than local farmers. Shaila Francisco with the story.
This was the call of several agricultural stakeholders as they opposed the proposed reduction or removal of tariffs for imported rice. From Quezon City to Manila, they held a protest caravan and made the rounds of offices of government and business leaders who they think want more reprieve for foreign traders. Among these are the Finance Department, Tariff Commission, and the Federation of Filipino-Chinese Chambers of Commerce and Industry.
Hindi naman makakatulong dito sa atin na bansa. Wag na silang gumawa ng pressure na makakaabala sa mga magsasaka.
Farmers fear that the reduction will lead to lower farm gate prices. Farm gate prices in Pangasinan are now at 16 pesos per kilo, 4 pesos lower than what it's supposed to cost. There are concerns as well about lower tariffs that could result in lower assistance for farmers. Under the rice liberalization law, tariff collection in excess of the 10 billion pesos allocated for the Rice Competitiveness Enhancement Fund is given as financial assistance to farmers.
Di ba yung kita doon sa taripa, yun ang ginagamit sa RCEP na binibigay sa amin mga farmers, pati farm mechanization program, mawawala na yan lahat. Lugmok na sa kahirapan si Filipino farmer. Bakit hindi binibigyan ng importansya itong mga local producers? Yun lang ba importation ang solusyon ng problema natin sa kakulangan ng bigas?
Bantay Bigas also noted that lower tariff does not always mean lower prices of rice. This as importers usually bring in premium rice. For now, agricultural groups are calling for the removal of Finance Secretary Ben Jokno and NEDA Secretary Arsenio Balisacan, who they say do not champion the interests of farmers. Both of them have yet to issue a statement on the matter. Jokno earlier said that the executive department is discussing the proposal to reduce tariffs as part of the strategy to lower rice prices and mitigate shortage. Meanwhile, the National Food Authority Council has set the agency's buying price for palay at 16 to 23 pesos. This price range, according to the Presidential Communications Office, balances the profit of farmers and the stability of retail prices. Meantime, agri groups also want the price ceiling on rice lifted before the end of the month. Sinag said that prices could go as low as 39 pesos for regular milled rice and 42 pesos for well-milled rice because of the harvest season. That's way lower than the current 41 pesos and 45 pesos price ceiling on the staple.
Baka naman ang mangyari nga, reverse naman sa intention ng price cap sa peak ng anihan. Kasi kung ang price cap mo 41 to 45 at may makukuwang 30 to 39, baka idikit sa 41, reverse ang mangyaring benefit sa ating mga mamimili.
The Agriculture Department says they are closely monitoring indicators to provide a president with an informed decision in ending the price cap. The harvest season is among the factors being considered by the agency. Shaila Francisco, WeAre1 News.
President Bongbong Marcos and the National Food Authority or NFA have officially set a buying price for palay. Marcos Jr. said dry palay will now sell for 19 pesos to 23 pesos while wet palay will be priced at 16 pesos to 19 pesos. The chief executive believes that the move will give farmers a better income and ensure sufficient supply of the staple.
Ang presyo ng pambili ng NFA sa palay ay kailangan natin tignan. Ang buying price ng NFA mula ngayon ay sa dry ay 19 to 23. Ang wet ay magiging 16 to 19. Maganda naman. Ang production cost naman ng mga farmer ngayon nasa 14, 15.
We're bringing you more stories after this quick break. Keep it here on One News. Thanks for staying with us here on One News Now. I'm Denise Tan. The Armed Forces Western Command reported massive coral harvesting in Rosul Reef in the West Philippine Sea. In a forum, Westcom Commander Vice Admiral Alberto Carlos said they suspect that China is behind the action. Carlos noted a number of Chinese maritime militia vessels had swarmed the area back in July. The Navy made the discovery of the destruction through an underwater survey done after the foreign boats left Rosul Reef.
Wala na natira eh. We suspect that somebody is harvesting our corals, and that means that they are violating our sovereign rights. Tayo lang ang may karapatan sa resources sa West Philippine Sea.
For his part, AFP spokesperson Colonel Medel Aguilar said the action threatens the country's food security. Just last week, Westcom spotted at least 30 Chinese fishing vessels in Iroquois Reef or Rosul, Sabina Shoal, and Nares Bank. These areas are part of the exclusive economic zone of the Philippines.
If they are really indeed into coral harvesting, that will be affecting the production of fish. That is a threat to food security later on. Hindi lang naman sa atin yan. Sa buong mundo yan.
The Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources has also condemned the severe damage to the coral reefs in Rosol Reef. BFAR Chief Information Officer Nazario Briguera lamented the damage to the marine environment in the West Philippine Sea. Not only does this affect the ecosystem, he said, but food sufficiency as well. Other state officials are also sounding the alarm on destructive activities in disputed waters.
Yan din po ang pinagtataka natin, no? Kasi yung mga barko ng China, nandyan lang naman. Yun pala, habang nandyan sila, nagsaswarming sila, may ginagawa sila sa ilalim. No? At ito yung napatunayan natin nung nagpadala tayo ng mga tao para tingnan yung state of the environment na discolored na parang nagkaroon ng dumping eh. Mukha namang hindi basura pero crushed material na hindi indigenous dun sa lugar na yun.
Hindi lamang ito pagkasira sa panig ng Pilipinas. Inilalagay din ito sa alanganing sitwasyon ang fish sufficiency at ang food security. At may pag-aaral na po dyan na ginawa ang Marine Research Science Institute ng University of the Philippines. No? Sinabi na nasa 31 billion pesos ang nawawala sa atin dahil sa mga reclamation activities na nangyayari dyan sa West Philippines.
Petroleum products will become more expensive again tomorrow, September 19th. And it's a big-time oil price hike. Prices of diesel will be up by as much as 2 pesos and 50 centavos per liter. Gasoline and kerosene products will likewise see a 2 peso per liter increase. This will be the 11th straight week of upward adjustments. Last week, the LTFRB began distributing fuel subsidies to help PUV drivers and operators fend off the impact of rising petroleum prices. Moving on to sports, close to 80 PBA aspirants were drafted into Asia's oldest pro league over the weekend. Phil-Am Stephen Holt was selected first overall by the Terra Firma Jeep. Here's the story. Almost 80 applicants were successfully called up in yesterday's PBA draft in Taguig. For the first time ever, all first-round draftees were Phil foreigners. Phil-Am Stephen Holt was the first overall pick in the draft and is set to suit up for the Terra Firma Jeep. Holt wasn't physically present in the draft as the 6'4" guard is currently in Portland in the U.S. But in a virtual interview, Holt said he turned down several offers from Europe to be able to play in Asia's oldest professional basketball league.
Definitely is one of my goals in my career to, play in the PBA. I started out my career, trying to pursue my NBA dreams and, it fell a little bit short, but then I was able to have, a long career in Europe and play in some high-level leagues. So the opportunity, I had to fully commit, turned down, a bunch of European offers this summer and really just wanted to, commit to the PBA for this upcoming year. So I'm very excited.
Butler University product Christian David was the second overall pick. He will go to the Blackwater Bossing. David last played in South Korea as an Asian import. He wasn't able to join the PBA draft combine as he only landed in the country last Wednesday. Luis Villegas and Keith Datu were picks 3 and 4 and will both beef up the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters roster. Northport selected UP Fighting Maroons product Xavier Lucero. Meanwhile, another UP product, Richie Rivero, fell to the second round. The Phoenix Fuel Masters used the 17th pick to draft Rivero.
I didn't expect some of the names also. Tapos, hindi rin familiar yung most of the names, especially yung first round. So, hindi ako familiar sa kanila. Pero, for sure, lahat naman na nandito deserving, di ba? So, yun lang, nakakabasa, pero I was trying lang not to think about it.
Controversial player John Amores is also in as he was selected in the 5th round by the Northport Batampierre. Amores sees this as a fresh start coming off being a central figure in an NCAA brawl last year. The guard says he's thankful to his new team for making his dream come true.
Sobra akong kinakabahan kasi hindi ko alam kung tatawagin ba yung pangalan ko kasi siyempre gawa nga nung sa ano ko. Pero sabi ko sa sarili ko, positive lang. Tingin ko, ito na yung susunod na umpisa na may tama ko yung mga pagmakamali ko.
The San Miguel Beermen, meanwhile, picked social media star Kit Jimenez in the 9th round. Jimenez played for Perpetual but gained attention after getting featured in Mavs phenomenal basketball in a series of exhibition games. The rookies will get their metals tested in the upcoming PBA season, which opens on November 5th. One News Now will be back tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. I'm Denise Tan. We are One News, all sides, all the time.